Blog Talk Radio.
Here on May 11th, May 11, 2016. Now, you know, on Facebook, if you go on Facebook, you'll see a number of articles that are clearly intended to be pep talks for people who feel like something's wrong with them, you know? About
like
a week ago. Pardon me, Jerry?
I said like me. Something's wrong with me. That's obvious.
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt. I just felt like connected right there. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Keep listening. Maybe this next point is about you. Because a week ago, I saw an article called "A Big Butt is a Healthy Butt." And it said if you're a woman with a big butt, you're likely to be smarter and healthier than other women. Yeah. And today I saw an article for people who think that their chances of success have passed them by. So to make them feel better about being losers, this slideshow tried to claim that many famous people were unsuccessful when they were young, and they only hit it big, you know, later in life, just like maybe you can. So here are the examples they gave. It started out with Tina Fey. It said that at age 24, she was working at a YMCA. Then it went to Oprah. It said that at age 23, she was fired from her first reporting job. Then Stephen King. It said when he was 24, he was a janitor living in a trailer. But you know what? Tina Fey, she took dramatic arts and playwriting at university. You can look it up on Wikipedia. And when she was there, she won a prize. And she was already performing with Second City when, at age 27, she was hired by Saturday Night Live. Does that sound like a loser to you? Not to me. Oprah won the Black Miss Tennessee beauty pageant when she was 17. That attracted the attention of a local radio station, which hired her to do the news part-time while she was still in high school. Does that sound like a loser? No. Then she became the youngest news anchor in Nashville's WLAC-TV. Oh, I don't know what that is. It's a station down there. Then she moved to Baltimore at age 24 to co-anchor the 6 o'clock news. That slideshow, that article, it's just full of lies. Look, Stephen King sold his first short story. I'm sorry to beat this into the ground, but I'm gonna. He sold his first story when he was 20. Does that sound like old to you? When he got out of college, yes. He worked at an industrial laundry for a little while, but when he was 24, he got a job as a teacher. And when I pointed this out to the guy who posted the slideshow, he got all hissy on me. Quite typical. And he said that I have a lot of opinions. You know, in other words, he had the nerve to claim that I was just spouting opinions instead of facts when his little pep talk was out and out lying by using very selective information to distort the truth. So here's two things. I'm going to close up. Two things I want you to note, though. Positive thinkers are often angry thinkers, and that's because they're desperate to prove that things are not as bad as they seem. You meet a lot of these people on social media. They'll block you if you disagree with them. They block me all the time. And here's my message to those guys who can't see me saying anything. You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie to believe there's good things ahead. If you work hard toward a goal at any age, you might not be Oprah and you might not be Tina Fey, but you'll probably be better off than you are now. It's just common sense. And by getting angry when someone pokes holes in your stupid fantasies, you're just making a fool out of yourself and discrediting your high-minded aims. And now we turn to our regular struggle session on Jerry. What show is this?
The Recruiting Animal Show!
I did.
Well, dude, my shout is ready to go between 3 and 3.5 minutes after the start of the show.
Uh-huh.
You were at 4:45 on it.
Yeah,
and it threw me way off. So
I should have cut down. On Oprah and just left out Stephen King.
I have a question.
With all the breathing
question.
exercises and everything that's necessary to pull that off, I'm surprised he didn't pass out, Animal.
Maureen, what is it? Thank you, Travis. Maureen, what is it? I know you're complimenting Jerry.
Is that why Jerry makes more money than I do? Why he gets paid more on the show?
I got to tell you.
He's louder than I am.
I got to tell you, someone should send a letter to my sponsor because I haven't got a check yet, okay? And I'm spending money like crazy.
Yeah, but you're the one that writes the checks to us. Is that why he makes more money on the
wait
show?
till they pay me. Isn't that what everyone says? I'll pay you.
I'm filing a formal complaint.
Why is Maureen weaseling her way back into the show now that it's sponsored? You notice that, Animal?
Wait a minute.
She
Let's
sniffed
go
the trail
way
of
back
Cash.
to day one. Who was here on day one?
You
Neither
have
of
been
you.
absent conspicuously for
Neither
years.
Maureen was here on day one.
All of a sudden, Animal and I get a sponsor,
Okay.
and you want dibs on it.
Let me bring in the guest. Okay. Her name is Katrina Collier. Katrina, are you there?
I'm here. I'm a bit concerned about the size of my butt.
Okay.
Do you have a big butt?
Well, I don't know. Perhaps we can go to Twitter and ask Twitter if I have a big butt from everyone that's seen it, because I really don't know, and therefore I don't know if I'm going to be successful or not.
I wasn't going to go near Katrina.
It's okay because here in America, your accent gets you over the top. So you're all
so I'm
right.
going to be successful because of my accent, not the size of my butt.
Yeah,
Thank God for that.
There you go.
Okay,
I knew it was
hold
something
on.
deeply important.
Yeah, look. Let me take charge of the show, please.
Just throw a picture of Nicole Kidman up on your profile and use that accent. You're home free.
She has a skinny butt.
And she's Australian, dummy.
I have zero.
This girl's Australian
butt,
too.
so I must be really stupid.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I'm not going to disagree. Look, can we do the song? Just get the song out of the way, because my guest was really nervous about it. So I'm going to do something nice for her. I'm just going to walk her through the words. She just has to have the courage to say the words. Is that okay, Katrina?
I printed off the words.
Okay, I'm doing a different song since you refused to sing that one.
Oh,
you said
are you kidding?
It was written before you were born, okay?
Oh, well, it was, but I thought we were singing it for Matt, so I'm ready.
Oh, you're ready? Well, let me get the words then.
No, you do your words. It's all good.
Oh, we'll do mine. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Diggy Diggy Low. Do you know the song? Anybody?
No.
By Doug Kershaw. Diggy Diggy Low. Here. You
No.
just say the words after me. Diggy Diggy Lie and Diggy Diggy Low.
Diggy diggy lie and diggy diggy low.
Put a little feeling into it. I know you're not singing, okay? They fell in love at the Fay-Do-Do.
They fell in love at the Fay-Do-Do.
The pop was cold and the coffee show.
The pot was cold and the what was what?
Coffee show, that's French for hot, okay?
So. As long as you don't get the wrong one.
Oh, come on, forget it. You ruined it. You can't even repeat words after me. Shame on
I
you.
was ready to sing my other one.
You told me you weren't going to sing it, okay? Okay, listen, I'm going to introduce her. Her name is Katrina Collier, Collier. Her, this is interesting for a social media expert. Her Twitter name is Winning Impress, but her
I changed company
website, this website is thesearchologist.com.
Yeah, I just changed company name, and foolishly I'd set my Twitter handle as my old company name, and now I can't change it because everyone knows me.
I got to tell you something. It's very easy to change your Twitter name.
No,
you just
I
go
know.
in there and change it. It doesn't take any brains at all. I could do it in 10 seconds.
But you know what will happen, Animal, when you change yours is no one will be able to find you because it doesn't redirect to your new one. And all around the interweb is my incorrect one then. So it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, okay. So this is
as much as I understand, I'm not stupid.
Yeah, okay,
don't
stop talking.
Stupid?
Stop.
I can't remember. How does the butt thing work?
Okay.
If I've got a big butt, I'm
let me
stupid?
take it. Don't wreck the show, okay? Be a decent guest. You know, Jerry, I got to tell you something. This woman has never listened to a Recruiting Animal show deliberately. She told me until I forced her to listen to some clips this morning, she deliberately stayed away from the show. Too noisy, okay? Now I can't shut her up. She just talk.
Well, maybe she thinks that that's what this show is, and she's just trying to match wits. It's
You
okay.
follow
Just chill
me, that's
out.
what the show's about, okay?
Relax.
Here's what she says about herself. Gaining the know-how to use social media will give you direct access to the people critical to your company's success right now and in the future. So you train recruiters how to find people on social media. Am I right about that, Winning Impress?
Yes, you are correct.
If I refer to you as searchologist, I'm still talking to you, okay? Just so you
call
know.
me Katrina.
Okay. Well, I'll call you what I want to call you. Don't tell me how to run the show, okay? Now,
Okay,
look, I noticed that you offer bespoke training. Bespoke means customized or custom made. Is that a common word? Is that a common word in England, bespoke?
I believe so.
Well, you live there, don't you know?
Well, I have heard it here. I've heard it in Australia as well.
Okay, is it common? Do you know what that word means? Does everybody say it, or do you have to be sophisticated to say it?
Oh, that's a very good question.
You know what? Don't be evasive with me. I'm moving on, okay? What about if a client steals your candidate, should you write about it online, naming names? You know, I assume you're all about putting yourself out there and attracting people. Should you be frank about something like that?
So if I'm a recruitment agent and the client steals my candidate, should I write that on the internet? Personally, no, I don't think you should, because I don't think it represents yourself well. You just sound like somebody completely petty. You should be able to resolve that situation professionally without going online and being an idiot.
Well, how do you do that? Say, I'm going to sue you? Is that what you do? Isn't this an alternate way by shaming them? What?
That's their first step. They're going to go and sue. I mean, I would hope that they were a professional recruiter who has a fantastic relationship with that candidate in the first place, so it wouldn't even happen. I would go back to that. I'd go back to the basics. Have they actually got good candidate relationship?
Okay, Jerry's got a Facebook group. Half the postings are about this. They call it backdooring, okay? You send somebody in.
Are you talking about recruiters who actually make placements? The closed recruiting group?
Maybe you should call it
on Facebook.
I'm in the group.
Who lose their candidates to their clients, whose clients don't pay them for their candidates, because that's what it's always about.
Well, maybe we should name our groups more appropriately than their current names, Animal.
Yeah.
What would yours be?
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about this.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I want Katrina.
Did you like that, Maureen?
Yeah, I like it.
People want information.
Okay.
Welcome back, by the way.
Hold on, please, everybody, be quiet.
If I may.
Be quiet. No, you listen to my question. People want information. Don't tell me it doesn't happen, this backdoor hiring, okay?
Of course it happens.
Don't tell me it happens. And don't tell me that it's easy to deal with, because it isn't. So shaming with the power of the internet should be one of the options recruiters use. And why shouldn't it be the first thing? Because you don't have to take the person to court. Say, look, I'm going to write about this on my blog. I'm going to write about it on Facebook. I'm going to write it on Twitter and LinkedIn, and everybody's going to know what kind of company you are. You want to own up, pay me?
You know, I think that most people would look at that recruiter and think, oh, boo-hoo, bless you, oh, poor love. Like, they're just showing themselves up. But this has been going on since the world of social media, or since before the world of social media. It happened to me back before LinkedIn had even arrived on the scene. When I was recruiting, it happens. You know, clients can always be deceptive if they want to be. They can always get access to people if they want to. You know, it used to be that another agency wouldn't even interview the applicant, would put them in ahead of you when you'd done all of these hour and a half, 2 hours interview with the candidate. So I get where they're coming from, but I think they're making themselves look really foolish if they're going to take to social media to complain about their clients. They should get better candidate relationships, and they should go get better clients. There are thousands.
Anybody want to talk? Anybody else want to comment? Anybody want to comment before I move on?
Yeah, I think it's like, excuse my voice. It's to me, it's just whining. If you go out on social media and do that, I mean, you should have more dignity and just move on and have a private conversation with that recruiter or client.
Is that Kathy?
And you go and put your name to that, and someone Googles your name and your name's unusual like mine is, it's going to be all over the internet for everyone else to see. It's only going to cost you financially down the track for that moment of being having a child and throwing your toys out of the pram. Just go get better clients and build better candidate relationships. So there.
Okay.
Word.
That's the great Kathy Manis. Okay, talking.
Hi, Kathy.
Okay,
Hi,
so
I'm
look.
not working yet anymore, so it's good to hear. This is the only thing I do to stay in the world.
Didn't you hear her? Don't complain on public social media.
Can I ask?
Reputation is everything.
Right.
I just downloaded a new thing, which is 10 anonymous employee review sites, and there are a few newbies coming up that's like, oh, look at those. Even more places for employees to complain about the companies they're working for. So, everything is becoming so transparent. So if you're going to go and do something like that, it's going to follow you. Actually, what was it Steve Levy said the other day on the news? Follow you to the grave.
Yeah, he's wrong about that. He was wrong. He was wrong about that. Next question.
Okay, can I submit just a quick technical question?
Yeah.
Katrina, what phone are you using? Because it sounds great, and I would like to have this as a standard for all further international guests on our show.
I'm dialing directly in with my headset plugged into the Mac.
I sent her an invitation to the Direct Connect function for Blog Talk Radio.
It sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maureen, what do you think? Now that you're back on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
You just love my accent.
Next question. Please don't make people listen to your chit-chat. Okay. Katrina, if you're in the construction business, apparently there's a lot of problems placing people because there's a lot of substance abuse in that industry. The U.S. Department of Labor reports that during the past 10 years, 15% of construction workers admitted to using illicit drugs and 18% admitted to heavy alcohol consumption. Should you write about that on your blog or on Twitter or Facebook?
As in the candidate or the job seeker, or as in the recruiter?
No. You're the recruiter. We're recruiters here. We don't care about job hunters, okay?
Well, I'm not trying to evade your question. All I'm thinking is, wow, I know so many recruiters that take drugs, so it's like, those in glass houses.
Yeah, but so
I
what?
suppose that's not what I'm technically meant to say about now. I really, if you want to proffer an opinion about that, I'm sure. I mean, I don't really feel that's where my area of expertise is. So I'm not best placed.
Please, you're a social media expert. Is it okay to talk about on social media the abuse of substances in the industry you're specializing in? It doesn't take any special knowledge.
It depends how you want to write about it. If you want to write about it as a, why is there such an issue? How can we solve this issue? What can we do to improve it? Or if you're going to go and name and shame individual people, then I think you need to be a bit more cautious.
I didn't say name and shaming this time, okay?
This time.
Okay.
Just
what
do
percentage?
a blog on it. Do a blog post. You don't have to go, after people. Just write a blog post on it.
That's all I'm saying, Kathy. Thank you.
It depends how you phrase it, as always.
Yeah, right. LinkedIn, okay? When you're talking about social recruiting, is that the prime source? Is that what you're telling people to do? How to recruit people off LinkedIn?
No, I spend a lot of time telling people to get off LinkedIn. I usually add another word in there before that. Because there's only about 430 odd million people. Huh? No.
Bespoke, is that the word?
No.
Okay.
There are only about 430 million people on there. Most of them aren't very active. The people that are active on there are recruiters, marketers, entrepreneurs, salespeople. So unless you're recruiting those kind of people, why are you there?
What are the alternates?
Unfortunately, when you look at the way that companies treat job seekers on there and the noise and the spam, I'm not surprised that people aren't there. Your alternatives, just to name the big ones, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, and then, of course, all the tiny niche sites. So where are your techies, your GitHubs and your Stack Overflows, your designers on behalf, your Zings, your Viadios, and all of the Asian sites, and just anywhere else.
You know what? You're talking too fast when you're actually naming something useful. Okay. Is that so we have to pay you for that information?
My goodness.
You don't have to pay me for that information. Finding people on the internet is really, really easy. Getting them to reply is not. So I don't mind. I could name every site under the sun. It doesn't mean people will reply to you.
Yeah, so if you're not going on LinkedIn, where are you going? Facebook. Is it Facebook advertising you're recommending or direct recruiting?
No, direct recruiting.
Can you give us a story or an example?
Yes, I have a client who is a solicitor firm up north west of England. who quite regularly will take to Facebook to find people because of their area and also because they don't want stuffy solicitors. And then what they will usually find out is somebody within the company knows the person. So they go to the person and ask them for a referral and get a lovely warm lead in. And what's so lovely about Facebook is that it's, 2/3 of the people are on there every single day, and there's 1.65 billion people using it.
Yeah, 1.65 billion. There's a bunch of grandparents. There's a lot of kids. Apparently, Terry told us that there's Terry Jobs. I think of her by her Twitter name. She told us there's 83 million phony accounts. There's 1.6 billion people. They're not all potential candidates. Face that. That's an inflated, deceptive figure, first of all.
Look, there's the 430 million that are on LinkedIn.
Okay, number two, are these recruiters you're giving us an example of, or a law firm that hires 1 or 2 people a year? I mean, what are we talking about there?
No, it's an in-house recruiter at a solicitor's firm.
Okay, a legal firm. This is North America you're talking to now, okay?
Oh.
So how do they recruit? Yeah, we don't use the term solicitor too often. Okay, we say lawyer. Okay, so look here. How do they recruit those people? Do these lawyers on Facebook all list their professional information?
Not necessarily, no.
So how do they identify them?
You can find people via their interests, via the groups they join, via places they've checked into, events they've been to. There's lots of different ways that you can go about doing that direct sourcing piece.
What do you mean? On Facebook, events they've checked into, or are you talking about someplace else? Well, how do you do that?
So you could say that you knew that there was a conference going on in a particular place and that they checked in on that day at that venue.
How do you find out? How do you find out who checked in for that?
So there's a Facebook search tool from Shane McCusker, which is intel-sw.com. And when you install the Chrome extension, you just click on it. And actually, let me click on it now so I make sure I say the right thing to you. And you can do things like all sorts of stuff, actually. You can do search by job title, sure. That probably won't work. You could search by where they happen to work without a job title. You can just search for people who are friends of friends. You can do where they visited a country, they're interested in something, they're a member of, all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
So you sit in there and you find people like that.
That's Shane McCusker. Say it slowly and loudly. The Shane's website.
Intel-sw.com.
Say it again.
Intel-sw.com.
Why can't he use something better than that? I mean, he's a social media expert,
and
that's not.
No, he's not at all. He's actually not at all. He runs a applicant tracking system company, and he's just designed this brilliant search tool. And he had help from Balash, who most people know from SourceCon, who helped him develop it. And it's brilliant, again. But again, it's not about just finding people.
Okay. Kathy, did you want to say something? Did someone ask a question?
Yeah, I was just I read an article yesterday where, LinkedIn is really going downhill, and
that's baloney.
People aren't nearly as much. So I had to I helped out a fellow recruiter who couldn't find an email or phone number for somebody. He had been looking all day. And I just used a simple Boolean, and I found it within 5 minutes. So, you can get attendee list, just like she's saying. There's so many different ways of getting these names.
Why don't you actually tell that story clearly and quickly, so we know what you did, Kathy? Someone can learn from it rather than.
I'm on drugs right now for pain.
Okay, so maybe you shouldn't be telling us that. Okay. Okay.
But you know why? I mean, I've been through quite a bit lately.
Okay. And we're still letting her talk on the show, everybody. Don't say I'm not nice. Okay.
Oh, I love you. You're very nice. You know that.
Thank you. Okay. Recruiting on Facebook. What was else I going to ask you? Okay, nothing about that. What about offbeat sources? You said there's lots of places. Anything offbeat that most people wouldn't think of that you know of? Katrina, Winning Impress, searchologist?
Honestly, what skill set? I mean, that's where...
You give an example. Don't bug me. Say, oh, yeah, I'm prepared for the show, Recruiting Animal. You want to know something about offbeat sources? Let me give you one. I'll offer the information. You don't have to pull it out of me like a dentist.
So, for example, say I'll go.
Yeah, I need to interject. I am not a party to this kind of aggression anymore, Animal.
To this kind of what?
Chill out.
Jerry?
Yes.
I find it amusing because he doesn't give you any questions ahead of time and then expects you to be prepared.
I expect people to listen to the show and know how the show works, okay? And to read the information I send them.
Calm down.
Tons of stuff on my site. Here's how you prepare for the show.
Hey, Animal, I have about 20 tabs open ready to answer some of your questions. You just haven't hit me with any of the questions I was expecting.
Well, then you suggest some good questions. Go ahead.
Answer your question. So say, for example, I'm looking for a developer and you've got a shortage of developers. Now, every single person who's listening in who recruits developers will go to the obvious ones, like your GitHubs and your Stack Overflows, but they stop there. They get their email address and they spam them instead of going in and getting to the blogs and the forums and the underground places where these people are hanging out and starting to have proper conversations with people in there. So what they've got to do is dig further. Use the Chrome extensions that they're all downloading for free and dig further and form proper relationships.
What's a proper
going back to your earlier question about...
What's forming a proper relationship mean? First of all, how many good people are to be found on blogs? Let's talk reality. What are we talking about there?
I don't have numbers for you, but those that are passionate about what they do will write.
Okay.
A lot of computer and software people have some sort of blog, Animal, but that's not where you find them.
You're looking for it's everyone is going, okay, I'll go to GitHub and Stack Overflow and I can find people there, and they stop there. I'm asking them to go deeper than that, to get extra information, to really understand the people they're recruiting and to go in and have proper conversations
so what should they
people.
search to find the blogs that they are going to find, let's say, a certain kind of developer on?
Well,
what should they be?
They can start with your GitHub and your Stack Overflows as an easy place to come up with the people.
Just
and
told us don't stop there. How do you find the blogs? Don't evade the question. Don't drag the thing out.
You're not allowing me to answer. So what
do you have
you...
Steve Levy blocked, Animal?
No. Why would I do
not?
that?
Well, he seems to think you do.
I never block anybody. I'll check him right now.
Oh.
How do I know? I'm reading
probably.
I'm not blocking him. He's crazy.
Because he has some answers for this.
Is he on painkillers like Prince? Go ahead. Katrina, I'm giving you lots of time to think it through. Go ahead now.
I didn't need any time to think it through. I was mid-sentence.
She's doing a fine job answering.
I was doing a great job. You guys went off on a tangent to talk about Levy. But that's fine. So you would use the great Chrome extensions that connect the dots for you. So they will take from their email address and other sources and find you the blogs. So you don't even need to use any effort, and still recruiters don't do it. It's all there, right there in front of you. I mean, yes, you can directly search if you'd like to. Of course you can. But you might as well just start where all of the really good developers and et cetera are interacting, and then just use the Chrome extensions, which are free.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what? I can't believe we're half an hour into the show. We've got about 10 minutes of decent content. But I have to do an ad, okay? That's not your fault, Katrina. It's our fault, okay? Hey, everybody.
I'm going to boycott this ad until you're paid up. So how long should I – 2 minutes? How long do I have?
30 seconds, okay?
Oh, okay. All right. Okay,
hey, everybody. People often tell me that what their favorite season is, okay? Some people like winter because they have cold personalities. And other people like summer because they have seasonal affective disorder, When they don't get the sun, they're not happy. And, other people, the third kind, they just love life, no matter what season it is. And you know what? It's the exact same in the world of recruiting software. Some software is geared towards staffing, and some software is geared towards direct hire, and some is geared toward executive search. But there's one recruiting software that embraces every single kind of recruiting, and that's PC Recruiter. PC Recruiter is run by our good friend Martin Snyder. He's the president of Main Sequence Technology, and you can find PC Recruiter at pcrecruiter.com. That's pcrecruiter.com. You know what? They have over 3,100 clients worldwide. Thank you. Okay, Jerry, we're back to the show. Katrina.
Okay, I'm back then too, Animal. I didn't even hear a word you just said.
Okay, good. You went. Yeah, you're making noises. Okay, what's the best method of first contact, Katrina? When you see someone on a blog or something like that, is it true that people hate cold calls? Yes or no?
I'll let Maureen answer that.
No way! You're the guest.
You said cold calls.
She knows enough about the show, I guess, doesn't she, Animal?
You said cold
it doesn't
calls,
sound like it to me. Okay, go ahead. Answer the question.
I really do think it has a lot to do with the approach. As Maureen would say exactly the same thing. Do your research, get their attention fast, and be somebody worth talking to.
Yeah, I don't understand what you said. I mean, you just tell me to talk to Maureen. She's not the guest on the show, okay?
I know.
Should you make a phone call, or should you use email, or should you use text, or talk to them on Twitter, or make comments on the blog? What's the best way? Tell us. Don't make me shout, okay? People don't like it when I shout, but I have to because I've got resistant people like you for guests on the show.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Allison Cruz, Senior Manager of Social Media and Talent Acquisition at K-Force. Please leave me a message, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
You know what?
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Where is K-Force? What's her area code?
You're losing control, Animal. What are you going to do about this?
We're calling from the Animal Show.
Your dry cleaning's ready. Come get it.
You know,
we're gonna sell it.
She heard that advertisement or that answering service for what was Lucas Recruiting last time, and she decided to pull the same stunt herself. Shame on you, Allison.
Not cool.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Look, what was the question? What's the first method of contact?
Can I remind you of the question you wanted me to make sure that I reminded you to ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
So should a recruiter always be cautious and calculated about posting?
Yeah.
Or should she be authentic and personal as we are commonly advised to be?
Yeah.
And can the two be reconciled? You asked me to remind you to ask you that.
Go ahead, answer it.
Yeah. Well, I absolutely think before the making contact bit, which is what I've been trying to allude to so many times, is that you need to look like somebody worth talking to first and foremost. And that's where most recruiters get it wrong. So it doesn't really matter if you pick the telephone up or you email somebody. If you're not worth talking to, they're not going to talk to you because people can search for you while you're on the telephone. It takes seconds. People are sitting in front of laptops all the time. So they can easily search Animal and see what he's talking about. Do I want to have a conversation with him? No, I don't. Yes, I do.
Do you think people do that?
Why not?
I do. Don't you?
Do you guys do that?
I Google Maureen. You're right there. You know, you've got an unusual name. So if you've got a really normal, straight name, which I don't think anybody in this call does, then you're fine. But for most of us, we can be found really easily. And if I'm like, oh, who the hell's ringing me? I can do a quick search. Or who left that voicemail? So, you know, it's not only a case of doing your research and finding out something about them that, you know, is going to grab their attention in this extremely noisy world. It's also looking like somebody worth talking to. I just think it's so important.
How about an example? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So if I take to Twitter and let's talk about Sean Rogers. He is at Sean J. Rogers, SHAWN J. Rogers, Sean Rogers. He's a talent acquisition specialist at Halogen Software. And then his bio says husband, music fan, guitar player, HR fan, craft beer enthusiast, sci-fi, fantasy geek, and his opinions are his, whatever that bit means.
You know, if you talk so fast,
I cannot understand this woman.
Me neither. And not only
she's
that,
going too fast.
Okay,
Slow down, Katrina.
When you say H, that sounds low class to us. Listen, British people, don't say H, okay?
I'm British by default. And so he is a talent acquisition specialist at Halogen Software. So he tells you who he is. And then he gives you something to talk to him about because he starts talking about the fact he's a music fan, a guitar player, he likes craft beer, he's a sci-fi fantasy geek. So he gives you something to talk to him about besides, oh, hello, I'm a talent acquisition person. And then
which is cool, but what if you're not a guitar player or a sci-fi fan and you really have nothing in common with this guy?
Then when you look at his feed and all of the stuff that he's sharing stuff that shows that he is knowledgeable of the industry he's working in, and then it's interjected with some humor. So you've got something that makes him look professional. Whereas I can look at a whole load of other recruiters on there who look dead bland, who don't show any personality whatsoever, and their feed is just job.
I want an example.
So,
because I don't know. I really don't believe this, okay?
Okay,
this sounds
so
like a
I'm
theory that has – just let me talk sometimes too, okay, dear? You know what?
Hold it,
sounds like
animal. Wait a minute. I'm here to help you. You're not supposed to call ladies dear anymore. It's dismissive
so
and
I
sexist.
hear, okay? Don't come on this show if you don't want me to talk to you like that,
All right,
okay?
I'm just trying to help you, dude. You know what
about
happened
honey?
to you?
What about honey, Jerry?
Honey buns or just honey?
Honey buns will do
buns.
too, but what about honey?
Okay.
Don't like it.
the-
It's sexist.
Don't like
Guest,
it? Okay.
listen, guest, you've got time now while they're chit-chatting about nonsense
Sexist.
to look up one of these
Maureen,
boring
did you see
recruiters
all that happened
no one would
with
talk to.
Animal the other day?
Okay, right. So animals.
So, what do you think?
Let the
Hello.
guest talk, please.
Shocking.
Hello.
Let the guest talk. Hello.
It's not about me.
Yeah.
So at Animal, unlike some of the people in my industry, I don't name and shame. You would have no problem whatsoever finding recruiters who have feeds that are just job feeds. I'm not going to give you names. I have examples up in front of me, but I'm not giving you names.
I'm going to
because
tell you
I don't
something.
operate like that. I'd rather
I'm
give
gonna-
you the names of the great people so you can emulate what they're doing
I don't
right.
mind giving you names of people who have just job feeds, and I'm going
You
to
are
tell you
approaching the
something.
maximum length for a recording.
What
Finish
is
your
this?
recording after the tone.
What's going on? Hey, listen.
It's a virus.
Awesome.
No, I got it. There's a lot of people hanging up on us.
I cannot
Okay,
lie.
look, listen to me. I think putting a feed of jobs relevant to
You
your
have reached the
industry or your
maximum length
niche.
for a recording.
Shut
To
up,
send
please.
this message,
What
press
is
pound or
that?
hang up.
This is ridiculous.
813. Anyway, listen to me. Putting a list of jobs
You're
there.
screaming at a recording animal.
Okay, I don't care. Okay, just let me get it out. If you put a list of jobs there that are relevant to your niche, if you're recruiting in a niche, okay, or a niche like you guys say, that shows that you've got a lot of expertise. That's what shows that you've got expertise in that area and that you're a reliable professional. Every social media expert says, don't do that, and that's the most important thing to do. I've got jobs in your field. What could be more relevant?
Okay.
And-
That's
Well,
your
how
opinion.
many-
Well, there wasn't a question there, so if that's your opinion, go for it. I hope it works for you.
How many people use that as, an entry line? And to me, I think the candidates are sick of that. And I think what's more pertinent is to hone in on something that they like personally. Now, if you're not a geek, but you know that they are, you can still say, what do you think of, the new Star Wars movie and get your foot in the door.
Okay.
Doesn't that seem
Exactly.
disingenuous,
You're
though,
holding a
Kathy?
conversation, right? You're holding a conversation, Kathy. You're starting to talk to them about not, hey, I've got a job. You're starting
Right.
to become. It's like you walk into a pub. You don't walk into the door and go, hey, do you want a job? Like some twat. You actually go in and say, hey, how are you? Can I buy you a drink? And you start a one-to-one conversation. I go, Kathy, haven't met you before. What would you like to drink? Hey, how's shit's the weather here in London?
Try doing that as a man.
And you're off.
Hey, hey, Katrina, I got to
Yes.
tell you something.
You're
When
not
you're
going to tell me no
recruiting,
swearing.
when you're recruiting, you're not walking into a pub. It's not the same thing at all. You're calling somebody about a job, and that's the only
just
possible
said to me,
reason
hey,
that you're on the
make your
phone with that
minds up.
guy.
Make your minds up. You said on Twitter it should be a job feed. That Twitter is just like the pub. We're not talking about I'm ringing you about a job. You were talking about Twitter, so make your mind up.
Yeah, you're confusing me. Okay, listen, do you sell? Does a recruiter sell or just communicate? Selling in this context means trying to persuade.
In my opinion, they sell to everybody.
Give me an example of what you're talking about.
So they're selling the candidate to the hiring manager. They're selling the job opportunity to potential candidates.
Uh-huh.
They're selling constantly.
Let's say not selling to the hiring manager, selling jobs to candidates. Give me an example of that.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you an example using my social media because that's where my field of expertise is. So I would be wanting said recruiter to discover, okay, so here's Katrina Collier looking very professional over here on LinkedIn. But, if I go across and have a look at what she's doing on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else, I can find out she's got dogs, She doesn't want to work in an office. She wants flexible hours and all this kind of stuff. So that when I'm talking to the candidate, I'm not just talking about the job per se. I'm talking about those benefits that you have at your company that would be of appeal to me, so you get my attention. Because the world is noisy and people are being bombarded by their telephone, their email, their instant messaging platforms, their Slack channels, and all this kind of stuff. So that recruiter doesn't have much of an opportunity to get someone's attention.
If only we could have a real example. This sounds like fantasy to me, okay?
I've given you many real examples. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I apologize.
Does anybody that sound realistic to anybody before you call them? You find out all about. If you want to keep cutting me off, it's just going to drag out the show, okay? Yeah, okay.
Isn't that the point of this show, to drag it out for the whole damn hour?
You know what? It would be a good half-hour show if somebody let me get to the questions.
That's what I said
or answer or make a rebuttal. She said, Jerry, is this what she said? Before you call someone, you do a search on them online, and you're going to find all this relevant selling information to them, and then you can just say, hey, I know you're interested in this. We've got this. I know you're interested in that. We've got that. That's not
true. You're supposed
to
make a conversation talk about things that you have in common.
No, that was the last issue, Jerry. Now we're talking about actually finding hard nuts and bolts sales information, why they should take this job based on the information they've spread all over the Internet. You know what? Most people
I don't think you find that kind of information about people.
You can, Jerry. You find that kind of information really, really easily because there are tools and techniques that you can use with ease. There's Chrome extensions like Discoverly, like Connectify, like Profit that just map across and show you this stuff. It's like within clicks. None of this is time consuming. So I'm sitting here looking at Sean's profile and I can just hover over Discoverly and click through and look at his LinkedIn profile. And when I'm there, Connectify will pop out and show me where he's blogging and what he's been chatting about.
That's cool.
And I can start my conversation about, that pale ale looks great. When are we going to go and have a drink in the bar? I don't have to start my conversation on the job straight away. But none of this takes a lot of time.
What's wrong with that, Animal? What's your problem there?
Can we have a real example? There's recruiters on the line. Has anyone ever done it? Chad Balby is on. He's critiquing the show, okay? First of all, he says, I never judge my success on how well I can relate to a candidate about Star Wars. Thank you, Chad. I want to know now if you can find all this information about their professional preferences by using these Chrome extensions that aggregate their online footprint. Has anybody done that on a regular basis? Or, let's talk about the real world as opposed to, the ideal world of social media that we've been hearing about for a very long time.
I use them.
Is this Kathy again, who's on drugs and doesn't work?
Yeah.
Sorry. Give us an example, Kathy.
Be back to work. No, I use all the same ones that Katrina was talking about.
No, I said an example. I had an example of, you know what? I was recruiting John Smith, and before I did it.
A recruiter friend of mine, like I said, was desperate for phone numbers and emails. I've been looking all day, so I went on to Spokio, and I found everything I needed for him within 5 minutes.
We're not talking about contact information now, please. We're talking about finding all this person's professional preferences, so their wants and needs. So when you talk to them, you can, you're prepared to tell them right in advance, you want this, this. Well, this job has this, but it's busy number 5.
But the whole point of being a really great recruiter is to comprehend that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So I'm suggesting you use this to get some idea so that you can see on Facebook that somebody has a couple of kids, for example. So you probably know they're maybe not going to relocate with ease. They're going to have a spouse to talk to about stuff like that. But you can use it as a conversation starter. And then you ask them questions and you listen, as I'm sure Maureen teaches, because it's all about the phone. But it's about getting attention and and showing that you're knowledgeable in your space and you've done some research. I'm not saying you know everything, but you know enough to get people to talk to you.
But Animal, if I can interject, and I think why you have a hard time picturing striking up a conversation with people who you found what their hobbies and interests are, you don't really have anything in common with anybody.
Oh,
you're kind of just a shut-in.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to, you know what I mean? Like if you saw a guy's blog and he said, "I'm a shut-in," you'd think, "Hey, I'm going to call this guy."
You know,
and
Maureen
dig right
listens
in.
to you. Maureen listens to what you say about me, and when she came here, she thought that it was all true. Talent talks. Kelly listens to what you say about me, and when she came here, she thought it was all true. They think I'm a freak, and that's not true. And I have to
do it
do
for
an
the
ad,
rating.
everybody.
I'm doing it for the show.
Okay?
It's not true.
I let
He's
Jerry
very
Brand
charming. He's a great conversationalist. He himself doesn't think he is, but he is.
Got to do an ad, please. I'm begging you. Okay, and now
no
a word.
idea, does he, Maureen?
Now a word. I got to block you guys. Please don't make me do it. And now a word from our sponsor, PC Recruiter. Everyone is claiming that text and social media are the hot new forms of communication, but they really know that email still rules the roost. And PC Recruiter handles email the way you want it handled. It works with your mobile phone account. It always shows you're connected, your sent, and your received email for every candidate and hiring authority. Check it out, please, at PCRecruiter.com. Okay, you know what, Katrina, your friend, Steve Levy, he thinks recruiters are awful. He says stuff like the barriers for entry in the recruiting trade are too low. He says, I think...
Thank goodness, or I would have never gotten in, dude.
Yeah, okay. So, do you agree with
him
on that? Do you agree with him on that?
Sorry, I didn't, because Jerry interjected, I didn't hear what you said. Sorry. I heard barriers of entry are too low, and then you talked over each other.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was all there was to it. Steve said that.
Okay,
the barriers,
I think the barriers of entry are too low.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes the recruiters are inexperienced in the business world, and that makes it very hard to recruit. I came into recruitment quite late, so I found, because I had years of having worked in industry, I could understand the importance of the recruitment role. So that's
what kind of jobs did you have? What kind of jobs gave you that kind of experience?
I worked in the financial services, and then I worked in the automotive industry. So I had other industries and other experience doing different things before I went into recruitment.
What kind of job
that
did you do? I mean, what were you doing there?
I started at the bottom. I started as a teller. I worked up to a lending officer, and then I was doing sales, and I was doing all sorts of stuff. But what I was getting at was it gave me an understanding of why people matter in a company and how people fit in a company. And I think sometimes if you come straight out of university and straight into recruitment, that can be quite hard, or college as you call it, straight in, without having the business knowledge. So I'm not necessarily meaning barrier to entry. I just mean sometimes without having worked somewhere else first, it can be a bit hard to understand that the people, it's like such a people business, and it's so important. But that's just my opinion.
I think Levy should have to explain what he means by that, because I think it's a phrase that's just thrown out too lightly. I really do. Barrier to entry? Who cares, Levy? Give people a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And if people have got awesome listening skills, then I think they'll make great recruiters. The ability to listen and to do research and to be really passionate about what you're doing, then I think is great. Can I throw something else in, though, that just really bugs me, that I really, really would love to share with you?
About Levy?
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I mean, we've talked a lot about, whether people should be people and all this kind of stuff. So, and also about whether people should be on LinkedIn or not. But one of the biggest mistakes that I see with companies is that they have spent all of this energy building up their company page. So if I look at Ford Motor Company, for example, who have 800,000 people following the page, and then they share information and job seekers go on there. And I can give you an example, if you'd like, from 8 days ago, where someone shared an update about, come and work for us. And someone wrote back a comment, please me. And it took 7 full days for somebody to reply to that job seeker. Yet LinkedIn apparently is the professional network full of job seekers. It's all about recruitment. But companies are ignoring the people who are replying. And in contrast, I think we talked about Alison before, Kforce are doing an absolutely brilliant job of the actual recruiters jump on and see the job seekers and go, oh, hey, here's my personal email address. Get in touch with me. We can talk. They really, really look after job seekers on there.
Are you trying to get business with Kforce?
No, I'm not at all. I just thought staffing agencies get given such a hard time all the time. Here's one that's doing it well. And seeing you dialed Alison by mistake before, I thought I'd have a look at K-Force while we were waiting.
She did a good ad for them earlier in the show. Yeah, she's quite smart.
She's extremely passionate about them. So.
Okay, listen, Steve Levy, your friend, since you seem to be quoting him, and he seems to be, making false accusations about me. He also said, I think most recruiters want to cause harm to at least one hiring manager each month. Now, I don't know if he could get arrested for saying something like that. I think most recruiters want to cause harm to at least one hiring manager each month. Do you think that's true, and do you have a reason that would explain it?
Okay, so my client in Jersey, in the Channel Islands, which is a very, very small, difficult market because of the fact there are so few people and they're restricted on work permits, has a hiring manager who's a bit like, they should just jump through every obstacle to work for us. And it's like, well, unfortunately, we can't be like that because there are so few candidates because of all of the problems that they have. But there's still a lot of hiring managers who are in their bubbles. They need to come out of their bubble and face the reality of what the job market's like and the fact it's now turned, and they can't be like that. So I would imagine if that's just one example that I can think of immediately, there are thousands of others like that. So
Why
yes,
don't they know?
Why
don't they mix with people in their profession? Don't they go to, industry association meetings? Why are they so stupid?
That's a really quite interesting question to try and answer. I can't speak on behalf of all of them, but I imagine there are introverts and extroverts, and not everybody wants to get out and do that.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I can't really answer that, but I do think one of the things that happened in the recession as well was that a lot of jobs got, people were doing two jobs. So there's sort of a lack of reality about what's out there in the marketplace as well, because they're going, well, Jerry's moved on and he had these skills and these skills, so we need this, but you can only find two people with those skills now because it was actually two jobs. So there's that going on as well. So there's people are still trying.
I got to do another ad. I got to do another ad. It's very fast if everybody lets me do it. Okay. Hi everybody. PC Recruiter handles email marketing. You know what? You can build lists and send hundreds or thousands of emails and manage the resulting activity like opt-in, opt-out requests with ease, okay? And that includes Canadian opt-in rules, which are very stiff. If you use Microsoft Outlook, PC Recruiter appears in your Outlook screen. No more switching between applications 100 times a day. No ATS or recruiting software has more or better choices for email, text messaging, and social media than PC Recruiter. If you want to check it out, and you should, go to PCRecruiter.com. PC Recruiter has over 3,100 clients worldwide. If you turn over a rock anywhere in the world, you're going to find PC Recruiter, okay? Now, Johnny Campbell, Katrina, he said today on my Facebook group that many good recruiters still struggle to source diverse candidates. He's a social recruiting expert as well. Would you agree with him, or can we get something going here?
They shouldn't be struggling to do that, but
why not?
I would imagine that can still happen if you're in areas where perhaps there isn't an ethnic minority, there aren't multiple females with the skill set that you need available. I mean, there can be 3,000 different reasons why people can't source for diversity.
Hold on a second. Casey Donovan is actually listening to the show, and he says, one example's animal. I've been using a candidate-first approach for 10 years, 900-plus external placements. The best only do this. We're not talking about a candidate-first approach. What is he talking about? Actually,
this is a candidate-first approach. It's about treating people as people.
What does candidate-first mean? Sorry, I guess I can't. Okay. What does candidate-first mean? What does that mean? We're almost out of time. What does candidate-first mean?
Okay. So if I was to go back into recruitment world again, I would choose because I happen to love tech recruitment, I would choose a technology that I loved, and I would go to the candidate first, not to the companies. And I would become known as the go-to person in my market because I would know all of the people online and offline who had that particular skill set. I would understand what they did. I would talk to them. I would listen to them. I'd be professional. And they would trust me. And I would represent them to my client, not the other way around. So what a lot of people do is go chase a job and then just throw candidates at the job hoping that they'll fit. Whereas I would build relationships with the candidates. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, just build relationships.
And that's the way to do it in a candidate-driven market. That's the way to do it.
Would you mind asking Casey Donovan to clarify? Is he saying he's making 2 placements a week, placing a person every 2.5 days?
He's got a team.
Well, then, I see. Okay. And then that doesn't count.
Yeah,
scratch
Casey
that
Donovan.
statistic. Sorry.
Casey
I
Donovan
respect the guy.
Pick up the phone. He should pick up the phone and call the show so we don't have to wonder what he's talking about, okay? And he says here, Winning Impress is spot on. In case you don't know it, that's the guest's Twitter name. She's got 3 names, okay? Winning Impress is spot on. To recruit non-applicant prospects, gain rapport, learn what they want before you pitch a job. You know what, everybody? I don't care what people say about pipelines. You're going to get a job order, and you're going to have to talk to people you don't know. First, you have to source them. Then you got to call them or whatever, however you contact them. You don't know them, and you're not going to become their buddy in 2 minutes, and they don't want to hear what you think about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay? Back to you, Katrina.
Okay. Was there a question in that?
No, I have to say my opinion.
I do think that you should know something that you can use in your conversation. You don't have to go, hey, Animal, I worked out what your real name was, and I went to Facebook and I saw this, that, and the other about you. You can just say, hey, one of the great things we've got here is, do you call it nursery there or a creche? Childcare, whatever you want to call it.
Creche is a disgusting term.
Okay, nursery.
What is?
Whatever.
Creche.
You can talk about the benefits that you have that you think will be suitable to that person to get their attention. And then you listen. You ask them open questions and you listen. And also, I kind of beg to differ a bit with Casey there. I think before you pitch a job, actually just start talking about, look, this is what we think you might be great for, but what are you looking for in the future? Because we're talking about a candidate-driven market. It's a different market to what we've had for the last however many years.
Okay, you know, the time's almost up, but I want to say something that I want people to remember. Listening is overrated, okay? Listening is overrated. I don't care where you are.
Radio show host.
You're going to be successful. You're going to be successful.
Oh, the irony.
Oh, that's funny.
You're going to be successful if you're a good talker, not if you're a good listener. Okay? That's the real world. You have Jerry, is there an after show today?
Not today. I'm busy.
Okay. Katrina, any parting words?
Oh, no, thank you. That was too much fun.
Okay. You're at Winning Impress on Twitter. This is the social recruiting expert. Winning Impress. Keep it all in your mind. Her name is Katrina Collier. She's at Winning Impress on Twitter. She's Katrina Collier on Facebook, and her website is thesearchologist.com.
Yeah,
Katrina, thank you very much.
I did only change name last month, so give me a chance.
Thank you!
You know, you guys, I have to say, no banning on this show. Nobody's that bad. And you know what?
Here's the deal. The dude is full of negative energy, and I'm just saying I simply don't. The after show is not about negativity. It's not about
what? Gary, if you open your eyes, you'd see he talks to you just like you talk to me. It's constantly, Animal is an idiot. Everything he says is nonsense. I used to like the show, but now it's nothing. I don't kick you off.
Hey.
I don't kick you off the show, and
you're
not going to kick him off, okay?
Hey, I just don't need it. If he is ready to say that he's done with it, then I embrace his participation.
I just wrote a post for Animal saying boycott Animal's radio show until he stops criticizing job seekers.
Ooh. But Animal says that his show is not about criticism, that it's about spiritual liberation.
It is.
Oh, please. It's you and your big fat ego screaming.
Everybody else is running around telling all these people how great they are and how they're a star and that there's greatness in everybody. Animal's just trying to tell people straight, hey, look, man, your profile sucks, your attitude sucks, straighten it out, and let's Let's get you on the right path. I don't think telling everybody that everything they do is perfect and great is helpful or beneficial in any way.
There are ways you can redirect behavior without being cruel and preying on someone's flesh like a vulture.